And here we are. Welcome everybody to the Boktai Halloween Crossover 2020. Woo! Yay! Spooky! I am joined today by many runners of the Boktai. Several Boktai runners from the Boktai community and several BattleNetwork players. This is to celebrate the combined efforts of BattleNetwork's Mega Man EXE and Django, both of which have worked together several times to save the world from their respective enemies. I am joined today by Boktai runner Shenef.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Thanks for. Shenef here is going to be running Boktai 1, the game that started all. Although there is no actual cameo BattleNetwork in this game, it would be remiss if I did not include the game that started it all. Are you excited to start this today, Shenef?
Sure. Can't wait.
I know, it's pure hype to have you.
Thanks for having me.
For this, I will be giving the play-by-play. The play-by-play while Shenef runs the first actual serious bad guy purification. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That should be better, I think. Okay, yeah. That's the only unfortunate downside to that, but okay, we should be good to go in a few minutes. Shenef, what made you want to run Boktai 1?
Actually, it's pretty much my favorite childhood game, and I got into speedrunning.
Oh, you cut off for a second.
Okay. I got into speedrunning maybe 2 years ago, and was looking for a game I could speedrun, and Boktai pretty much was the perfect candidate as a beginner. And it has a lot of pretty simple mechanics that have a lot of depth. So for example, the combat system, it's not as simple as it seems at first. It's mostly based on frames and lances, but there are a lot of enemies that have specific weaknesses, and that brings a lot of depth, in my opinion.
Indeed, the first time I played Boktai, I was actually surprised for it being on the GBA, and it's actually it's a lot deeper than I expected.
It really is.
Are you ready to show everybody how to purify a vampire?
Sure.
Alrighty. Let's get this train rolling. Okay, as I mentioned, I will be commenting for the play-by-play. Shenef will be more focused on the actual run. He's going to speed run to, as I mentioned, well, it's technically the second purification, but he's gonna show off the various mechanics, a few frames, and the Gundale cell parts. So hopefully we'll be able, you'll be able to see how to actually kill a vampire. Shenef, start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go. Okay. The beginning of the game is basically the whole world is basically becoming undead. So, monsters, ghouls, etc. and the like.
生と死の輪廻にアンデッドが介入するとき、種の進化は止まり、種は滅びる。
of a great vampire slayer. Who's taken on the task of taking care of the Shenef has chosen a very specific time because at this time the kind of monsters that roam around the world change depending on the time of day. So he's chosen nighttime, but he's also chosen a specific day also because the enemies that appear are also dependent on the day. Okay. So right now, ghouls and vampires, as you know, are weak to sunlight. So he actually has the solar gauge maxed out, which does max damage. So anything on the field, if it's an undead creature, will die automatically. So he's just rushing in. This game actually runs on a ranking system. So getting caught, getting spotted by the enemy, taking your sweet time will actually lower your rank. And we see here that Shenef actually got the first frame. This is called Night, I believe, and it fires the ray gun, which if people play TaiyohNetwork is familiar with. Oh, I have my mic on. Oh, why? Okay. Okay, he just made it to the first room that has the first immortal sleeping. The game has a lot of hidden stuff that you wouldn't know immediately. Right now Shenef kills all the bats. Killing the bats gets you a prize. However, if you fail to kill them, if you fail to kill them by running out of energy, they fly away, and you do not get a bonus. Right now, the bonus he got was speed nuts, even though they kind of look like lemons to me. The speed nuts are very important in a speedrun, obviously because of the name, as implies, it speeds you up, but it also has a double bonus of speeding you up during mid-game cutscenes. Oh yeah, as you see, the coffin may get a little may get a little antsy, so he had to pull away and fire at it. So right now he's dragging the coffin to its final quote-unquote resting place. Because the undead can be killed normally, but really strong undead, also known as immortals, require a much more thorough approach of getting rid of them. As you see right there, he lured the ghouls over by tapping the wall. This as this game was made by Hideo Kojima, it does include some elements from the Metal Gear Solid series. Oh, you see right there? Right there was a solar nut. Upon eating that, he will gain energy back, which is pretty important when you're playing at night in a casual run, or if you're stuck inside a dungeon for a good long while. Down, boy, down. There we go. All right, so we see here we see here that he's almost there. Like right now, he has to put the coffin in the middle of the pile driver. The pile driver is the only way to actually completely eradicate an immortal. It's powered by the sun. So if you have no sun, you can't use it. And you press A for Taiyoh! Okay, right now, he has to make sure to burn the boss with pure sunlight. So it's the first boss, so you probably don't have to do anything. The mechanics of the pile driver change very slightly between games. So right now, all Shenef has to do is just burn it alive. and at the very last moment, he's gonna activate the speed nut. He'll gain the speed bonus from cutscenes, but the timer will not go down. And you see here, he got an A rank. Although right now it doesn't matter too much. But ranks are very important later in the run, since you kind of need the items that you get from it. So there we go. Like for first one purified, and now you're gonna see Django. Well, technically this is where the game really starts. And you see he's just speeding along, and that gauge is not going down because this is technically a cutscene. Oh, right now the game is warning you if you play too much in the sun, your gun will get too hot to handle, and it'll overheat. Which basically the game's telling you, stay hydrated. You know, stay out of the sun. So right now he's moved on to the next area, and you know, for security's sake, Master Otenko, the messenger of the sun, he put in a warp panel. If you ever wanted to go back, as you see right here, Shenef is going around, he's hitting them from behind to actually stun them, and right there was hidden chest containing well, it's called a strength nut or something like that. It's a banana. It makes you pull things and push things a lot faster. So we see Shenef is basically making sure that they don't see him. As you can tell, all these ghouls have the vision cone, of a genome soldier. So he basically has to make sure that he's not seen, and whoever he can't go by, he'll just make sure he just blasts him in the back. Blasting him in the back stuns off for a good while. See, like, because he stunned that one's not looking. Now he stunned that one. There you go. And there's that one right there, but it doesn't matter too much. So he's going to wait for the turn. There you go, see? As I mean, even though he's looking at the door, he's not looking at the door. Yes, I kept the slap percent because I didn't want to spoil who was going to do it. Thanks, Prof. Bats! Why does it have to be bats? Fun fact about these bats, apparently the movement is tied to your movement. So if they're ever far away, if they're ever like too far away, you can just tap the D-pad repeatedly and they actually just move towards you. See, S rank. That's the rank you need at this part. As I mentioned, higher ranks, S rank grants you certain items, which is really important for the run. See, he got some more speed nuts. And now he's made it to the next area. Thankfully, right now he can just speed on through. And he's just basically has to get a key. And thankfully, all these baddies are practically out of the way, so he can just speed on through. One other thing, also, which is not obvious, this game actually runs on a global timer. Meaning, if you take too long, the positions actually change over time. And right now, he's fighting the first, I guess, mini boss, a giant sword that apparently has its own free will. And this sword can summon. Well, let's see if we do it. He has like teleport. There we go. He summons daggers, I guess, or knives. And he can actually hit them back into him to do extra damage. Remember, guys, if you're not saying Taiyoh today, you're doing it wrong. A+. There we go. Banana. Bananas are full of potassium. Taiyoh! Alright, right now he's in the forest. This game, the sunlight isn't just for power also. It also affects the environment. Because he's in the forest, you know forests have puddles. All those puddles evaporate. In lower sun, they maintain they basically stay there, and if you walk over it, it creates sound. So you know, walking on water. Okay, right now he just got spear. The spear is basically a close range shotgun. If he hits anybody with it, they'll be launched back, but it has very low range. Boom, see? He basically said, back off. It's probably my most favorite frame. What? The rock saw you. Okay, now you see right here, Shenef lowered his solar gauge. That's because he wants the puddles there. If it's too high, they'll evaporate. He goes down the puddles to make all these guys say, "What? Where are they?" Oh, okay. The last one did not hit, but he basically wants them grouped together. So basically, he can just blast all of them at once. It saves time instead of like hitting them each one individually. And there we go. See, but he's practically a ninja at this point. And now here we are at the first actual, the second boss area, I guess. Like, you can tell it's a boss area if it says immortal. And you know, oh, item. You can, yeah, if it says immortal, and he's gonna boop boop. There we go, and he got one more speed nut. This game is known for having boxes that are invisible, but later games do not have as useful items in the invisible boxes, and there aren't as many. This game has a lot of them, and they're all pretty useful. Here we go. Here's a classic block puzzle, so, you know. It's just to show you the whole block mechanic that this game's going to go crazy with in later games. Just a reminder, there is a patch to play this to play this. If you don't want to go out in the sun, you know, and get a tan. Is he? Oh no, there you go. See, the good part about that frame, if you hit a ghoul from behind, it will most likely kill it in one shot. Like right now, Shenef is keeping the solar level low, as amazingly your rank here depends on how high your solar gauge is. So he's actually keeping it low. And as you see, he ate a banana, so he was able to push those really fast. The fruit effects do not stack, unfortunately. So he has to have one or the other on. Spiders! Why has it gotta be spiders? Yeah, he can just troll on through. Boop. See, like this game is all about speed nuts or lemons, however you want to call it. As you see, the Ret as a mummy, they have super good hearing, so they can actually hear your footsteps. So you have to, they can also hear the knock on walls farther away. And right now he's gonna get a one more secret box or chest, however you want to call it. All right, this part is interesting, as the shape is a number and it's randomized. But you basically go on a number that you can get to the other end quickly. When I played, I had a 3, and three's pretty good. And right here is a switch puzzle. And the next one is a number puzzle that you technically have to guess the order, but thankfully the order's not randomized like most games. You're technically supposed to go into another room to figure it out. But, you know, we ain't got time for that. Those vampires aren't going to purify themselves. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Yo, I see, Shenef is showing us that bananas are an important part of your diet. Oh yeah, what he walked over was a metal, you know, a metal floor, which again makes sound. "23 is number 1. So like, and thankfully everything here is pretty simple. But I'm telling you, they get really block heavy later on. Okay, well, we're about halfway in. So, right now he's pushing that switch to make the elevator go up. That's very important. This room is also special because you have to push him into the switch. Get back there. There you go. Told you, the Solar Boy Ninja. He's getting that because it's a banana. And as I mentioned, bananas increase your strength, which is very important for moving things. The switch that Django just pulled, it basically, I don't know if it changed the floor or if it raised him, but basically the floor now is different. See, this room is completely different from what it was before. All right, basically similar puzzle before. He has to force him onto the switches. So what he's gonna do He switched to the to lens frame Luna. Luna takes no energy, but it does 0 damage, which is pretty good. Like, it's pretty good if you don't want to kill the enemy. And the fact that it costs no energy is a second bonus, so you can basically use it anytime. Yes. Oh yeah, and the reason he's using the Japanese version because, like most games, the Japanese version is faster. Oh, it can. Okay. There's a fun fact right there. At max level, it can stun enemies. Like, at how it is now, it all it does is just push them. Like, it won't stun them or anything. Okay, right now, Django is hearing somebody fighting in there. And apparently they lost. And here we go. Meet Count Hakushaku, the Count of Ground-Soaking Blood. Is his full name in Japanese. I think in English he's just called the Count. But, yeah, he's the first boss. Right now, he's using grenades that he picked up earlier. And he's a pretty easy boss. Those swords he fires that you can fire back. You basically want to be behind a sky panel. Because, as mentioned, sunlight deals a lot of damage to this undead. And he will eventually charge. He's using blood spikes. Boom! There you go. No! How could I be foiled by sunlight? My only weakness! So there you go. Really easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And here we go. Here we meet Lita. Actually is a good point. Well, I guess for the moonlight, if he just wants to look. Lita here is... She's basically she fights undead with her hands. So she's basically kind of like Tifa, if you want to call her that. She's incredibly powerful physically. So... But the Count himself is technically a strong boss. I'm putting quotations because, you know, the lore. And as you know, people are stronger in cutscenes than they are actually in game. So now what Django's gonna do is purify the Count. Hack Jack. That's the Battle Network speak, man. We don't talk of that. We don't talk about Hack Jack. Work boss. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, like he raised that platform, so now he can actually just he can send it down that way instead of dragging it with him the whole time. Okay, so as I figured, he actually goes up in the floor, so that whole room is basically a whole elevator. Yeah, this is the only game that the Count is in. Wink. Oh man, it really doesn't know when your boss walks in and it starts the freaking unskippable cutscene. So we see here he's changing fruits depending on what he has to do. So like he practically has the Count secure. Literally, he has on a chain. I'm telling you, man, the genome soldiers must have been copied from these guys. Right beside him, did not notice the kid dragging a coffin. That coffin has to be heavy, so it must be making a lot of noise. Calm down, buddy. There we go. That counter above his gun is his grenade count. Grenades are incredibly powerful. But unlike the gun though, so they can't be recharged in the sun like that. Just have a banana. This game practically tells you have a banana, you can pull anything, or have a lemon, you'll run fast. See, there you go. See, having a banana helped them push that with no effort. This game, the other fruit items we won't be seeing though is defense, which is practically a pepper. And I forget what. Yeah, this game is all about fruits. Even though they're called fruits, they're called solar nut and speed nut. Despite being fruits. Oh yeah, you see right here, Shenef is actually skipping walking animations by tapping the button, which again is a little faster. Yes! Guys, and I better hear you say it with me. Taiyoh! Meow. Taiyoh! It's basically more the same, but this time... he's actually gonna... This guy's actually gonna fight back. The Count's actually gonna, I guess, fight back, if you want to call it that. It's not even much of a fight. Go back to the darkness from whence you came! And there we go. And that's the boss complete. But, you know, well, Shenef ain't done yet. If you remember Lita, who we saved earlier? She wants to save the solar tree. Yeah, this is what happens with global warming. So we gotta Taiyoh and save the Earth. See those round circles? You can basically put a solar nut in there. So she gave you a solar nut. So what Shenef did, he threw it away. Said, "Oh wait, you don't have one? Oh wait, here you go." So there you go. And you know you're supposed to put it in that thing, but we're not doing that. Wait, what happened? Okay, here's one more. Saying like, what again? Okay, the fruit looks a little wrinkled. Like she's getting really angry. So she's actually like crushing the fruit in her hands. Like in annoyance that he keeps losing this fruit. Like, okay, you know what? There you go. And that is slap percent. This is why you should not make the maiden angry. Actually put the fruit in there. There you go. See, Shenef showed that he is indeed a true ninja. Oh boy, and he did it in record time too. Great job. Oh yeah, as you can see, you can technically make Otenko, you know, brighter with extra sunlight, even though it doesn't do anything to him. Whew, Shenef, great job. Do you want to tell us how long have you been running the Boktai route?
For I guess it's a bit more than a year now. So I'm mostly running any percent, but there are also categories like 28 dungeons, which complete every dungeon in the game except one, the Azure Sky Tower, because that one frankly takes multiple hours to complete.
Oh boy. Whew. But still, just those speed nuts really do help. They really speed you up.
Yeah, they really do. It's about 33% movement speed extra.
Oh wow, that's a good bit. Whew. Again, Shenef, thank you very much for joining me. Anybody watching this, if you have not played Boktai, try it out. Like this game's a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
Remember, Shenef, keep the sun always in your heart. If you don't, I'll blow up the sun.
That doesn't sound good.
All right. See you next time, Shenef.